Welcome back to Rides and Bikes, your home for everything two-wheeled and thrilling. Today, we're diving into the 2025 Suzuki Gixxer SF 155A, a fully fared sport bike that's creating ripples in the entry-level segment once again. Suzuki's Gixxer line has always been a popular choice among enthusiasts looking for sharp design, decent performance, and a sporty riding experience, all without breaking the bank. The 2025 model carries forward that tradition while polishing some key areas, both visually and mechanically. Whether you're a college student dreaming of your first sporty commuter or a seasoned rider seeking a lightweight and stylish daily runabout, the Gixxer SF 155 deserves your attention, and in this video, we'll explain exactly why. At first glance, the 2025 Suzuki Gixxer SF 155 strikes you with its aggressive design. Suzuki hasn't strayed far from the look that's won them fans since the bike's relaunch a few years back, but they've sharpened a few edges and added a dash of futuristic styling that makes it stand out from its predecessor. The aerodynamic full-fairing bodywork gives it a mini GSX-R feel. It now comes with updated graphics, bolder color schemes, and a sleeker LED headlamp with a more refined housing that integrates seamlessly with the front cowl. The LED tail light is crisp and sharp, and the turn indicators are now sleeker, too. Everything from the sculpted fuel tank to the split seats and the smoked visor gives the bike a purposeful, ready-to-race vibe. Suzuki's designers clearly aimed to give the SF 155 a big bike feel, and for a 155cc machine, they've done an excellent job. Moving beyond design, let's talk about what powers this stylish machine. The 2025 Gixxer SF 155 continues to be driven by the same reliable 155cc, single-cylinder, air-cooled, fuel-injected engine that now features Suzuki Eco Performance (SEP) technology. It churns out around 13.6 PS at 8,000 RPM and 13.8 Nm of torque at 6,000 RPM, figures that put it in line with the competition. But what makes the difference is how Suzuki tunes the engine for refinement and responsiveness. The throttle response is crisp, especially in city conditions, and the engine feels peppy enough for quick overtakes and spirited weekend rides. It's paired with a smooth shifting 5-speed gearbox that gets revised gear ratios for 2025, making it more usable across urban and highway scenarios. Now, if you're someone who thinks performance isn't just about speed but also about how the bike handles, the Gixxer SF 155 will likely win your heart. Built on a diamond frame chassis, the bike feels planted and confidence-inspiring. Suspension duties are handled by telescopic front forks and a monoshock at the rear, tuned to offer a good balance between comfort and agility. Whether you're weaving through weekday traffic or leaning into weekend corners, the bike feels stable, predictable, and genuinely fun to ride. The steering is light, and the weight distribution makes the bike feel nimble without being twitchy. It weighs just around 148 kilograms, which is light enough for newer riders to manage but substantial enough to keep things stable at higher speeds. Braking is handled by disc brakes at both ends, and Suzuki's single-channel ABS system comes as standard. While some might argue that a dual-channel setup would be ideal, especially for spirited riding, the braking system still performs well under most conditions. The feel at the lever is progressive, and the bike doesn't nosedive under sudden braking, which speaks to the suspension tuning once again. The Yamaha R15 radial tires, sized 180/17 at the front and 140/60/17 at the rear, offer excellent grip for both dry and mildly wet conditions, giving you added confidence in corners or under hard braking. The digital instrument cluster remains largely unchanged, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's fully LCD, bright, and displays all necessary information like speed, gear position, RPM, trip meters, and fuel level. One of the best things about this console is its legibility. Even under harsh sunlight, it doesn't offer Bluetooth connectivity or smartphone integration, and while some competitors have started introducing these features, Suzuki seems to have chosen function over fluff, and for a bike at this price point, that's a reasonable trade-off. Speaking of comfort, the ergonomics of the Gixxer SF 155 are a pleasant surprise. Despite its sporty appearance, the riding posture is not overly aggressive. The clip-on handlebars are set at a comfortable height, and the foot pegs are slightly rear set, striking a good balance between sporty and practical. Even on longer rides, the seat cushion holds up well for both rider and pillion. The split seat design looks great and adds to the aesthetic appeal, while also being fairly accommodating. The ground clearance of 165 mm ensures that speed bumps and rough roads won't scrap the belly, making it quite suitable for Indian and Southeast Asian road conditions. Mileage is always a concern in the 150cc category, and the Gixxer SF 155 doesn't disappoint. Thanks to SEP technology and efficient fuel injection, it offers a real-world fuel economy of around 45 to 50 km/L depending on how and where you ride. With the fuel tank capacity of 12 liters, you're looking at a range of 500–600 km per tank, making it an efficient option for daily commuters and budget-conscious riders. Coming to pricing, the 2025 Suzuki Gixxer SF 155 is priced competitively at approximately a superscript 11.45 lakh ex showroom, India. Of course, prices may vary slightly based on location and dealership offers, but that puts it in the same bracket as the Yamaha R15s, Bajaj Pulsar RS200, and even the TVS Apache RTR 164 volts. While some of these bikes may offer more features or slightly higher output, the Gixxer SF scores big on refinement, handling, and styling. For those looking for a reliable and sporty-looking machine that delivers a complete package without compromising daily usability, this bike makes a very compelling case. Another point worth mentioning is Suzuki's strong after-sales support and relatively low cost of maintenance. Spare parts are easily available, and service intervals are practical. Owners have long praised Suzuki's consistency and build quality, and the 2025 model only reinforces that reputation. Unlike some of its competitors that rely on flashy gimmicks or polarizing styling, the Gixxer SF keeps things clean, functional, and purposefully, which is perhaps its greatest strength. One unique selling point that often goes underappreciated is how approachable the Gixxer SF 155 is for new riders. It's sporty enough to look and feel premium, but not so aggressive or overpowered that it intimidates. The clutch action is light, the seat height is manageable at 795 mm, and the bike's responsive yet predictable nature makes it a great stepping stone into the world of sport bikes. It manages to appeal to both younger riders looking for style and veterans looking for practicality without losing its identity in the process. In conclusion, the 2025 Suzuki Gixxer SF 155 is not a revolution, but it's a refined evolution of a proven platform. It blends sharp aesthetics, decent power, everyday usability, and legendary Japanese reliability into one accessible package. Suzuki's decision to stick with what works, while gently polishing and enhancing the formula, makes this model one of the most balanced bikes in its class. It may not be the flashiest or the most powerful, but it does everything you could reasonably ask of a 150cc sport bike, and it does it with style. That's all for today's review from Rides and Bikes. If you're in the market for a daily sport bike that won't burn a hole in your wallet but will still turn heads at every signal, the 2025 Suzuki Gixxer SF 155 should absolutely be on your short list. Let us know in the comments what you think of the new Gixxer, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real-world bike reviews, comparisons, and two-wheeled adventures. Ride safe, ride smart, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.